I have now turned into a burnt out college student. I used to be burnt out high school student. Now I'm a burnt out college student. And recently, college has been kicking my ass. My motto in college was going to be study hard, party harder. But all I've done so far is maybe study a little bit, party a little bit, cry a lot, break down a lot. So what's better than listening to other people's rants about their own education? Not education. Education is important.
Education is important. Education is important. Education is what makes you a good person. Yep, I am woman.
5 hours of sleep daily, 12 hours on campus, another 2 to 3 hours studying at home, getting ready for the next day, then sleep, and then wake up again. That sounds so fun! So fun. STEM is not for the weak. STEM stands for Soul Taking Eternal Misery. Wow! I was gonna say real, but like I can't relate to that because I'm not in STEM. Where you say like 5 hours of sleep daily, 12 hours on campus, another 2 to 3 hours of studying, and then getting ready for the next day. Like, no time to yourself, no time for other people, no time for love life, no time for family, friends, nothing. No time for anything else. All of it is devoted to gut-wrenching studying and homework and assignments and quizzes and exams. Girls' school is already stressful enough now. I'm finding out the guy that got me pregnant, who I had a miscarriage with, is being friendly with girls when he made it a rule when we got together that I can only talk to girls and he can only talk to guys. I gave him the ring back and told him about it same day after school, and I get sent a picture of him walking with a girl. And then last night, some dude showed me him taking pictures for girls in his camera, mind you. He's grounded, no phone, no nothing. He can't even leave the house, and I'm not in the same school anymore when I was... Girl? Oh my god. Girl, any sort of period, punctuation, nothing? Not even a comma? All of this is one sentence. This is a whole fucking paragraph. No punctuation. Not a period in sight. When I was in school, he stopped being friendly with his girlfriends because he had a bunch of them before we got together. So why is he doing it now that I'm not in school? I asked for academics. Why am I getting love life? Like, sure, it's school adjacent because it happened at school, but this isn't exactly what I was expecting. But regardless, I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. I find it a really weird rule if ever couples say that you can't be friends with a certain gender because you're attracted to them. I find that weird. If you start dating someone, you sort of have this expectation for them to sort of distance themselves from their friends of that gender that they're attracted to. Okay, maybe that's more of a thing in straight relationships, but I find that like really weird. Because I would assume that you go into the relationship knowing, at least to a basic level, who they're surrounded by, or who they're already friends with, who's their circle, stuff like that. So going into that relationship, you probably already know that, they might be friends with a lot of girls. In my opinion, if there is something about that person that you don't like about their situation, I think it's unfair to expect them to change it. But given that he was the one who made the rule, I'll assume that you decided to comply with it as well. Given that he's the one who initiated the fucking rule, why the fuck is he not following his own fucking rule that he created? He's like taking pictures of other girls at school. Why are you taking pictures of other girls at your school? With the girls' permission, I hope. Like, the girls are asking him to take photos of them? I don't like this guy. I think you should break up with him. I think the fact that you guys are in different schools now, it's irrelevant. I feel like you should be able to trust your partner even if you're not in the same vicinity as them. Constantly having your partner on a leash, telling them like, oh, you can't hang out with this person. That sounds so exhausting. That sounds like such an exhausting situation to be in. Somebody said, I poo-poo my pants in class. Good for you. Hey Pooks, I miss you. Actually, I feel like I know who this is. I miss you too. Hi. Anyways, let me give you a rundown of my academic life right now. I have my second biology midterm the morning after Halloween, aka Saturday. And oh my lord and savior, I'm so cooked. I'm busy catching up on work I couldn't even do because of my last midterms. And now I have another midterm and I can't even finish making my Halloween costume. It currently looks like a nipple on the crown of my head. What? kind of fuck. Education here is insane. Mind you, it took me 7 hours straight to study cellular respiration without even finishing it. I still have 3 topics to study out of 5, which is the entirety of molecular DNA and genetics. Oh, another person in STEM. I hope I get rich after this, us both twin. Manifesting wealth and abundance for everybody watching this video, if they like and subscribe. That's pretty much college. Studying for 7 hours. Crazy. While doing your Halloween costume. Why does your Halloween costume look like a nipple? I'll give you a little bit of a rundown of my college experience so far. I have classes from Monday all the way until Saturday. I only have 1 day off. And even then, I'm usually using that time to like do laundry, chores, other shit, maybe studying for class the next day. So like I don't actually have a full weekend. I have like 1 day, and even then that day is still filled with other tasks that I have to do because I'm an adult now and I live alone. And if I ever have any free time, it either goes towards studying or I decide to film a video. Like zero time, and like I try my best to still like take care of myself and rest and have like proper sleep. So I would rather prioritize that over like being super productive, extracurriculars, school, academics, and then like content. I wanna like take care of myself, and you should too. Regardless of how busy you are, you should take time to get proper sleep, eat proper meals, drink the proper amount of water. That is not negotiable time that you could use doing something else. That is time that you should devote to yourself. That is non-negotiable. Okay? Get some sleep, queen. Thank you. Honestly, this time in my life, let's just say I have never cried this much and this often. I would say that I'm not a person who cries very easily. I usually have a high threshold when it comes to crying. This is like how my crying meter works, I guess. When something bad happens, it fills it up. And then like when something bad happens, it fills it up a little bit more. I would have like a certain limit of things that pile up until I actually cry. Once I reach that limit, no matter how like small the thing that pushes me to that limit is, I'm going to cry. The thing is, it usually takes a while for me to fill up that meter or to reach that limit. But ever since I started college, I've just been jumping over that fucking limit, over that fucking line that I have created. For the first like month, I've just been crying almost every night during our like exam season where we had back-to-back exams for like 3 weeks. And then there's like a bunch of suspensions because of the typhoons here in the Philippines. So it just it kept on getting extended. The thing is, when your classes get cancelled or like the exam gets cancelled, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have a day to rest. It means that you have an entire day devoted to restudying all of the material that you have to do. Okay? So, almost every time like I start studying, I keep on crying. The thing is, I would say I have a high patience when it comes to studying. I would say that I'm a very hardworking and resilient person. The problem isn't necessarily that, oh, I find this hard, or like, oh, I don't want to study, because I would say like I'm disciplined enough to be able to study because that was something that I've been doing like my entire academic career, right? Like this was the first time in my life where I've been like consistently getting bad grades like throughout the first few weeks of college. Oh my gosh. Now that I think about it, it was mainly the grades that was like really pulling down my morale for school. And that was the main reason I was fucking crying, because I was like, I don't know what's happening to me. I don't know what's happening to my grades. I wasn't like this before. You might call me a spoiled bitch for that. Because, oh, you're just used to getting like good grades before. And you're used to being the teacher's pet. And you're used to being a fucking honor student. Maybe it could be because of that. But at the same time, saw yourself as this academically smart person or somebody who was book smart their entire life. And now that you reach the point, you're experiencing something that is contrary to that. That is what fucked me up so much. Recently though, I would say I have recovered from that deep depressive hole that I was in. My confidence is definitely back. I guess my confidence definitely has dipped sometimes, but I'm still a confident person. I still know I'm a bad bitch. I still know I'm smart. I still know that I'm definitely capable and competent. But something that helped me like overcome that slump that I was having with my academics was really changing my mindset. My problem wasn't a lack of knowledge or like a lack of resources. I had proper study tools and like reviewers. I wouldn't even say it's like a lack of intelligence or competence on my part. What really was the problem was my mindset about the whole fucking situation. I kept on like reinforcing to myself because I got this bad score in this one subject. It kind of bled into me thinking that I'm going to be bad at every single other quiz that is going to happen. What made me detach from that was really detaching myself from the outside circumstance, which is something that I'm learning repeatedly recently. Because I realized that even if I do get a good grade, most likely, if I'm not already content with what I already have or with what I'm learning, having a good grade or a high grade isn't going to give me the excitement that I think I'm going to have. Most times, when you get like a good grade in a subject, it's quite anticlimactic. You might get like a rush of excitement for like 2 seconds and then it goes away and then you have to like worry about the next quiz. And that sounds like an exhausting way to live. It is an exhausting way to live. I kept on asking myself, like, why am I so worried about these low scores specifically? And I thought, like, oh, because it makes me think, like, I'm gonna get dropped from my course, I'm gonna fail a class, I'm gonna have to, like, redo the class, or, like, I'm gonna have to, like, be forced to go to a different program. And then I was like, why am I so worried about all of those things? Because of this one score, this failure is going to dictate whether or not I succeed in the future, basically. And then what made me realize was, it isn't the grade itself that would dictate my future, or it wasn't the grades that I'm going to get throughout college that are going to dictate my future, or it isn't even the internship experience, the connections, or like whatever prestigious title exam I pass that is going to dictate my success. The prerequisite to all of those is my character, is my determination, my hard work. The prerequisite to all of that are qualities that I possess as a person, not the external grades or the external validation that I'm going to get. Because there are plenty of people who don't do well in college. Oh my gosh, this is going to be like one of those like fucking alpha male podcasters who are like, oh, Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of college. Bitch, he dropped out of Harvard. I still think people should pursue higher education. This is not to encourage you guys to drop out just because your course is hard. Stay in school, stay educated. But I want to change the reason why you're doing your schoolwork in the first place. I decided to just try and enjoy learning because I genuinely did enjoy learning about the subjects that I have. Those were the reason why I chose this program in the first place. I did debate in high school and I'm getting back into debate right now. But basically like studying and listening to lectures, it felt like I was just matter loading for debate. Like that was what made me sort of enjoy my classes. The fact that the knowledge that I'm going to have and be a more well-rounded, intelligent person. Wow. To whoever else is watching this video, I just want you to be reminded of that. Your grades don't define you as a person. Stuff like so fucking cliche. Your grades really don't define you. What eventually defines your grades and your future is the qualities that you possess as a person. You got this. Another tip that I have is definitely have a good support system around you, whether that be your friends, your sibling or siblings, family, your partner, classmates, whoever. Now that I'm in college, maybe my other classmates are gonna be listening to me saying this. So hi guys, love you guys so much. I used to transfer schools a lot when I was younger. Now that I'm in college, this is the best like community I've ever had out of all of those schools. Like it's the most healthy, everybody wants to help each other. I think that is something that is quite common with college in general. I think since people are now adults, I guess they're maturing or they're now matured, even though like I guess we're still quite young, but like they kind of like grow out of their insecure like teenager phase and like now they have like some sense of identity and they're like less of a bitch People are less of a bitch now. Unlike if you were like in high school or like back when you were younger. As somebody who got bullied before, which wasn't fun. Definitely when you're in college, people are better. People are more supportive. People are less gatekeepy with like their review materials. Because I remember like in high school or like back when I was in traditional school, people were super gatekeepy of their notes or like of their stationery and stuff like that. Now that I'm in college, nobody gatekeeps anything. Everybody shares with one another because everybody wants each other to succeed. Unlike in high school, everybody's kind of like in a race to the top mindset. I was really fortunate to have such like a great support system around. Aside from my classmates who I see like every day, everybody is in the same situation as me and I feel less alone. Like once I started like getting close with some of my classmates, such wholesome friendships, you know. It really made me realize like I'm not alone when going through this. They're also going through the same thing. You just want to see each other succeed. And that was like such a relieving thing to feel. I don't know. I love my classmates. My friends from my previous school, I'm still in contact with them. Some of them are in college right now. Some of them are like one batch below me, so they're still in high school. It's still good to like stay in contact with your friends from before you got into college, like still maintaining those friendships as much as possible, even though you're busy. They really help with your sanity. It really did. Because honestly, I would have given up much earlier if it weren't for them. Don't close yourself off too much from other people. Definitely find people that you are able to be vulnerable with and share your own experiences with, because that helped me so much. I felt like a burden lifted off my chest when I started like telling them about my experience. And they were like, "Oh my gosh, I feel like the same. I feel the same exact way." Take this with a grain of salt and in moderation, but sometimes maybe you could blow off studying just to have time by yourself, time to spend with other people. Because like constantly studying, constantly being in like a I have to study or else I'm going to fail mindset, it's actually counterproductive. If you're in a situation where you're high stress, maybe it's good to take a step back and rest. Either you have like a little solo date or you have a date with your friend or partner or whoever. Just spend time unwinding. Don't think about your academics. You'll deal with them later. Bahala na. I've been filming for 30 minutes already. And I am tired. I guess that's all for this video. I've yapped enough. To those who are struggling with academics right now, it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Good luck. You got this. Bye-bye. Mwah.